All right. We are live. Good morning or afternoon, depending on where you are around the country or the world. My name is Amanda Hale. I am the lead instructor for our current cohort that's presenting. We are live. Oh my goodness. Good morning or afternoon, depending on where you are around the country or the world. Y'all hear that? Excellent. Take two. This morning, we are gathered to see some capstone presentations from our graduates. I've been working with this group for the last 3 months as they learn the fundamentals of web development. And we are going to spend some time hearing from each of them and talking to them. We've got a couple of panelists. We're going to ask them some questions about their projects and their process along their time in our class. And before we begin, I just want to say a quick thank you to all of our TAs. We had so many this cohort. We had Chelsea, Sam, Daniel, Eric, and Tim. I want to say thank you to our career support staff, Sarah and Lisa, who have also been helping them because the goal is that we're going to go out and get jobs now. And then I'd like to say thank you to Jay and Asia, our panelists for this first group. We have a bit of a large class, so we're splitting them up into 2 groups. And just welcome everybody, family, friends, anyone who might be out in the ether watching us on the YouTube. Good morning. Jay, would you like to say anything before we begin?
Just want to say congratulations to everyone. So for those of you watching who may not know, this is a lot of work. The students, now graduates, have put in a very intense amount of work. They learn a ton in a very short amount of time, and they work extremely hard and ambitiously. So what you're going to see today are really impressive apps that they've built giving it their all, and they're all stars by putting in all that amazing time and thought. So really excited to see all of that. Also want to thank Amanda, our amazing lead instructor who led this cohort for this entire time. She is an all-star of instructors, and really you'll see, everything you'll see today is a result of her work. Also want to shout out, thank you for to the TAs and career support staff that Amanda all named. A lot of work goes in from everyone in the staff to make this all work. So kudos to all of you. And I'm excited to see the presentations.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Jay. Asia is a student from my very first cohort here at Actualize. She's back to panel, so she has been in the hot seat herself. She knows how this goes. Asia, you want to tell us a little bit about what you've been up to since you left?
Sure. So since I left Actualize, I did a little bit of TAing, and then I had to actually dip out just a week early because I got my very first job. And since then, I've been a support software engineer at a startup called Single Ops based out of Atlanta. And I've been loving it. It's so much fun. And I tell everyone this was the best decision I ever made. And I really love my career, and I'm so excited about my future. So congratulations, you guys. This is the start of a lot of really beautiful things.
Excellent. We're so excited to have you back, Asia. So just to kind of give everyone a quick rundown of how this is going to work, each student will present their project, and then one of our panelists will ask them a few questions about their process or specific decisions they made along the way with their projects. But we'll kind of bounce around, and I will just lead the way as we go. Sound good? All right. So getting started, first up, Meg is going to present, and then Asia will panel for her. So Meg, take it away.
Okay, I'm Meg, and this is my app. So, Run Rabbit Run takes an almost inappropriately casual approach to life. It approaches life as simply a series of chapters and real experiences. It's a digital bucket list that doubles as a to-do list app. You take all the things you want to do before you kick the bucket, and you break them down into small, actionable steps. A user creates an experience and then assigns any of 6 tag options to the experience to categorize them. Some things you might want to do, like visit the Grand Canyon, we might tag nothing to it because you could jump in your car today and achieve that dream. Other things like running a marathon require a little more planning. So that's something you'd want to utilize the to-do list feature for. So the idea is once you complete one of these items, you add it to your bucket and you want it to be really full. And if it's really full, it's too heavy, you can't kick it over, it's full, so are you live forever. So I made this app because I spent several years as a seasonal worker, traveling, doing bucket list things, jumping from one real chapter to the next. I lived in a hut in Maine, on an urban farm, at a ski resort in Colorado, and then chased winter all the way down to Antarctica for 6 months. All of these experiences were defined by alternating between periods of respite and planning and adventure. And this app is all about the planning. I'm very passionate about seasonal workers, people who travel. It's for those people, and it's for your mom. It's for everybody. So right now we are logged in. Let's log out. Let us sign up a user. Let's say Steve. I've never used that name. Steve's favorite thing is sunshine. That's just kind of a fun side feature I might add more to later. All right. Okay. So Steve's logged in, and we have kind of a fun Easter egg over here where we talk about Steve's favorite thing, but it kind of shames him into getting to work, achieving his dreams. Okay, so here we have all experiences. Steve has not gotten started yet. So we're gonna look at Eve's profile because she has a lot of experiences and she knows what's up. Okay, so to get started, we are going to create an experience. And Eve wants to run the French Alps ridges. Timeline, 2 years, travel type, foot and plane. I mean, a lot of this app is sort of fun and tongue-in-cheek, and I think that's how your life and your goals should be. Let's add an image for inspiration. Yeah, I mean, we'd work on that budget for sure. Okay, so we'd take 3 major tasks or milestones and break them down into subtasks so we can really get what we want going. We're going to want to cross-train, definitely incorporate altitude training, and travel arrangements. So these are 3 fairly involved things we would work on one at a time. Of course, we'd add lots of reasonable, actionable subtasks. Okay, then we add some notes. This is my favorite feature because I love to kind of incorporate just ideas off the top of your head or things to keep in mind. Add experiences. So now we're at our all experiences page. You can see she's already added a lot of stuff. They all have different categories, but here it is. Run French Alps ridges. So here we have general stuff. We have our to-do list, and we can also add tags and send it to our bucket. But first, let's edit the details. So cross-train, let's do some swimming since it's kind of the anti-injury. It's a great idea. Submit changes. And then here you can see swimming has been added to this experience. We can also look at our multi-select drop-down menu when we can add multiple things at once. So this is kind of an idea. It's not something she really wants to do. She's not afraid of it. Let's say it's not really nothing to it, but at the same time, it's definitely travel. So we've selected 3 at once. We can add those tags, and that works through a post loop to the join table that takes the user ID and adds in the tag ID every time. So it pushes that in and it loops through until it goes through every tag ID. So we've added the tags here. Let's see. Let's say she actually achieves this. In 2 years, she trains really hard. She adds it to her bucket, pushes it to her bucket. Boom. There it is. And we did that through a Boolean feature patch request. So you'll note that only your completed items show up in your bucket list, and only uncompleted items show up in view all. and in tags. So we tagged it travel, but it will not show up under travel because we have completed it. Let's see, work on an avocado farm. That's just an excuse to move to Hawaii. Anyway, this is travel, tag travel and just an idea. So you can see it shows up in this view. We also have the notepad view, which is a fun secondary feature where it's more like a traditional pen on paper to-do list. We have our tags, so you can kind of see everything at once, as well as editing the experience. I had a lot of fun with this project, and if I were to do it again, I would love to actually cross off features from your to-do list. I think that's very important. Let's see, let's actually go to tags. So if we go to nothing to it as well, I mean, this app is all about just lifting you up. What else is there nothing to? Everything. The world is your oyster. But let's say you really do not want to go hiking. You can also delete this feature. No more hiking for you. Look at that. All right. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Meg. Asia will now panel for Meg.
Meg, that was really, really great job. I love this. As someone with ADHD, this would be incredibly valuable in my life because I always want to do all of the things, but I can never figure out how to do all of the things. And so this is really great. I love the idea of breaking out these big goals in small actionable tasks. So what are you most proud of? Like, what's the feature that you're most proud of on your app?
Let's see. I mean, I love the tags option. That took a long time to be able to assign multiple tags at once, especially that multi-select dropdown. Took a lot of time to figure out that syntax. But I had a lot of fun with it. And I loved seeing the front end come together. I mean, I have a great time on the back end. I actually love wireframing too. So I loved taking the wireframe and like applying it. I know I said several things, but I loved applying the wireframe to the front end, making sure it all fit together.
It's okay to be proud of several things. You have a lot to be proud of. This is a great app and you worked really hard on it. So it's totally fine. You kind of mentioned you liked working on the front end, but which one did you like working on the most, the front end or the back end, and why?
Probably the front end because there was more time to have fun with it. I mean, the back end was pretty simple. It was just 2 tables and a join table. And I mean, we spent a lot of time on Ruby on Rails. So I felt very comfortable with it. And it really only took a couple hours to put that together, which felt great. So I really had more time to enjoy the front end. So yeah.
Nice. And was there anything that like a feature you thought was only going to take a little bit of time and it ended up taking you, would that maybe be the tags that ended up taking you a lot longer than you probably thought it would have taken?
It took a lot longer. I tried several different things. It took like 3 days. But yeah, I mean, I'm really happy that it worked out, especially that I was able to incorporate it as a multi-select and not one at a time, which would have been a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. Well, great job and congratulations.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Meg. That was really wonderful. Next up, we've got Jonathan, and Jay will be paneling for Jonathan today.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into my capstone today. It is called Deals and Stuff. I myself am a very avid online shopper, and I know that there are a lot of other people out there as well. This is a platform where the end user can share deals with friends and family, as well as even for yourself. If you see a deal that you want, but you really don't want to purchase it then and there, you can create your own post and really just save it for yourself for later. So starting off here on our homepage, we see that we can sign up, we can log in, and we can just start viewing deals. So let's go ahead and do that first. Awesome. So starting off here, we have a really nice shirt, 45% off, $26. Let's go on ahead and check out this product. You can open it up in a new tab here. It takes us right to the website, right to the sale link. We see we still got a few sizes left and even a lot of colors. Might have to purchase some of those. All right, so we can start off by seeing some comments here. unfortunately, this person, they got it when it was only 20% off as opposed to 45. Very unfortunate for them. But let's go on ahead and create a new post and see what that looks like. All right, awesome. So we see here that we are not logged in. So let's actually start off by creating a new user here, and then we can start creating posts. Give them an email as well. And a password to go along with that. All right, so we have a new account, but I'm actually going to log into a different account. That way we can really see the data and what it looks like after you've been using the app for a while and really get to see that full experience. Awesome, so we're logged in here. We can see that we can actually write comments now, but I'll get into that in just a bit. Let's go on ahead and create that post that we wanted to make. Awesome. So I saw some swimming shorts that I really wanted to share with my friends. They're only $20 and they look really awesome. So we're going to give it a title here. Let's enter some details. That way people know what they're getting themselves into, as well as a link to the actual website. And then, of course, an image. That way people know what they're getting really. And let's create this new post. And let's see, where is it at? All the way at the bottom here, we see we have our brand new post, and then we see, oh man, our image didn't go in correctly. So as the user that actually owns this post, you get this little edit post button, and then you can go on ahead, and then let's add the working image link. And then just go on ahead and delete that old one. We don't need it. And let's update post and see what it looks like from there. All the way down. Awesome. So we have a perfectly working new post here. We can check out this product. Boom, that works. Awesome. $20 for some swimming shorts, and they look really cool. And they even have different colors. So moving on to the comments section, this was the part where I had the most trouble. I had an issue where comments would populate on every single post, and it would just display all the comments for everything. I got that figured out, and right now, as we can see, this post here does not have the same comments as this one. This one does not have any comments. Going to a different one, it has its own unique comments as well. Go ahead and see, let's check out this post here. So we see that this one is actually out of stock, and that's really unfortunate. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to delete this post right here. We don't want to be getting people all excited for stuff that is out of stock. And then it is gone. Awesome. So down here at our footer, we have a list of popular sites that takes you directly to their sales page if you want to browse deals, as well as you can get in touch with our support at this non-existent phone number or at myemail@gmail.com. We also do have a newsletter that will not send you anything at the moment, but yeah. For the future of this app, I do want to actually deploy it. It doesn't make sense to have an app where it is meant to share deals with friends and family that is only running off of one local computer. I do want to also implement accounts in the future. That way you can have all your posts that you've created in one section. That way you can edit them, delete them, really do whatever you want from there. And then possibilities, even followers, if you see someone that you really connect with, they're always sharing deals with stuff that you're really into, whether that be books or clothing, you can follow them for really what they post. And that is all I have for today. Thank you.
Jonathan, this is awesome and very useful. I have one family member in particular who pretty much won't buy anything unless there's a deal. So this could be extremely helpful for that person. I love the way it looks and the UX of it. It's pretty simple and straightforward to understand. I'm curious to know that which I know you mentioned you had some challenges with the comments. Was that overall the most difficult feature in this app, or was there something even more complex that you had to deal with?
With the comments, I would say that it was the most difficult. There was a total of, I think, 3 different iterations. It was a modal, and then it became this little accordion, which was the one that I was happiest with. But the
Yeah, it
issue was
looks
mostly
great.
just, thank you. The issue was mostly getting it to populate the correct user. And the way that I sorted that out was the comment will not display if it does not belong to that specific post. So that's the way that I ended up doing that.
Got it. Cool. Would you say that you enjoy working on the back end or the front end more? At least, having done this project.
I would have to say the back end, really, because that's where you kind of get to really decide what your app is going to do and what features it's going to have. And really just, I feel like there's more potential there. The front end was fun as well, but I did enjoy the back end significantly more because of that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Was there anything about this doing this project that surprised you, like a lesson you learned from doing this project?
Yes, I learned that estimating how long something is going to take, it doesn't always go the way you want it to. The comments, I thought I was going to just knock it out right away, and it ended up taking a couple of days. But I think that's the most important lesson that I learned.
Well, awesome. And that's something that every professional software engineer has to deal with. So it's good that you learned it early. Really impressive, Jonathan. Really nice job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. That was wonderful. Next up, we've got Marat, and Asia will be paneling for Marat today. Take it away, Marat.
Okay. All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Marat. Hope you can all see my screen. This is my app. It's called Corduroy. And as you can see, it is a guitar chord finder app. I found quite a number of these guitar chord finder apps on the interwebs. Many of them are a bit more complex and involved than mine. Mine was really designed with the beginner guitarist in mind. I myself play guitar, and back when I was learning guitar, and pretty much one of the first things that you learn once you learn how to, properly put your fingers on a string behind a fret is how to play chords. So for me, I would buy books and magazines back in the 80s to learn to play guitar. This site basically allows any would-be guitarist to look through a modest library of chords, add those chords, whichever chords they like, to a personalized chord catalog, to a series of chord catalogs, and then they can utilize those to learn songs, basically, or just practice their chords. So let's do a run through and see how this works. It's pretty straightforward. I'm currently logged in. Let me go ahead and log out. Okay, we have this sticky nav bar up here, courtesy of the Bootstrap theme that I incorporated into my site. I did want to add the comment that I credited the Bootstrap mate. I credited the site that designed the theme per their request in their comments. So that's what's in my footer on every page. So let's go ahead and let's sign somebody up. Let's do. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Using your real address. Okay. And we're going to log J in. There we go. Okay, once that's done, we see now the menu choices up here have changed from home, about, sign up, and login to home, about, log out, chords, and user chords. Okay, so the first thing we'll want to go is to the chords library. And this is basically a visual library here of chords A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We have major, minor, seventh, major, seventh, and sixth chords. These were all seeded into the database, basically hard coded in. I had to generate each one of these chord diagrams through an external site called the Chordist, and then link to that, put the image link into my hard coded data. So let's say Jay's looking at a C minor 7th chord and says, I want to practice that one. I'm going to go ahead then and add this to a catalog. So I'm going to add it to 7th chords. You can call it whatever you like. We submit, and that takes you to your user chords. You can also get to that page through here. Once you're in your user chords, you can delete the user chord if you like from your catalog, or you can go ahead and start adding more chords. Let's do an A minor. Add this to minor chords. Okay, perfect. And let's do one more. Let's do a D major 7. And I want to add this to major 7th chords, let's say. Okay. If I do not put in a name for a catalog and I try to submit, this will tell me to please fill out the fields. So I'll go ahead and do that. Submit it. We now have 3 chords in our user chords. These are sorted by catalog name first and then chord name. And likewise, we can go into our user chords and we can select one, say I don't want to practice the C minor 7th chord anymore. I've got it down pretty well. I can go ahead and delete that one. It's gone. Let me go ahead and log out and log myself back in, as I've got a pretty good library of chords already set up. Okay, and we can see here some of the sorting in action here. So we're sorting by catalog name, by catalog name and then by chord name. So we've got all our minor chords together. We've got our 7th chords together. We've got our 6th chords together. In retrospect, I could have added an update function where the user could go in and modify the name of a catalog. But that only occurred to me once I was pretty well along into the front end and incorporating the themes. So there wasn't really time to incorporate that. That is a feature that I'm going to add to my site going forward. In addition, what I would like to add in the future is for the chord library. Rather than just visually going through, I mean, for 42 chords, it's not a big deal just to scroll through. We do have this little button here on every page that will take us back up to the top. But it would be nice to have a search feature where you can type in the name of a chord, or even better, put in, A, and it will bring up all the A chords, minor, 7th chord, 6th chords, whatever, or put in minor and it will bring up all the minor chords. That is also a feature I'm going to be incorporating in the future. Oh, and I forgot to show my little about page, which is just more stock images from the interwebs. And that is about it. That is my site. I had a lot of fun putting it together. It's pretty simple and straightforward. I feel that it will help, it could actually help once deployed, particularly beginner guitarists, learn some chords, give them access to a little repository that they can print out or, sit and practice chords. In the future, I'll also be adding more chords to this site. And that is my presentation. Thank you very much.
Very nice. I love it. It's visually appealing. I love the name. I think it's a cool idea. Love the whole thing. So great job. So why, well, let's start with this. What's your favorite feature of your app?
I honestly like the way the chords are laid out in cards. This is actually something that I accomplished thanks to my teammate, Penny. So thanks to Penny, he's not in this particular group, he's in the second group in a breakout room at the moment. But he helped me get this in the, incorporate the theme into my front end, where I was able to show these on cards rather than just in a vertical list down from the top. And I'm doing the same thing with my user chords as well. So I think that makes it look kind of neat.
I think so too. It looks really cool and it makes it really easy to find what you're looking for, I think. So what did you enjoy working on the most, the back end or the front end? And why?
So I found the backend to be simpler, simply because I feel that I had more experience working in Rails than I did with Vue for the front end. So the backend was easier to get working, or easier to get, let's say, 90% working, and then the rest was tweaked out once the front end was already built in. However, I learned the most working on the front end, as well as incorporating the Bootstrap theme. I had never really done either of those things before for a full app. So I enjoyed working on the front end. I learned quite a bit about coding in Vue, the v-fors and v-ifs and all the wonderful Vue commands that allow you to make things pretty, make things cute. So it was nice to see my site go from kind of a bare bones site to something that had some visual appeal.
Yeah. I really like that part too. When I did this, that was really fun. And so I know you mentioned the update feature that you would have added, but is there anything else, like knowing what you know now on the other side of this thing, is there anything else that you would have done differently?
Yes, I initially had the idea to utilize an external API, a site that would give me access to thousands and thousands of chords, and to incorporate that search feature where I can search, into the API, look through their library of not just 42, hard-coded chords, but rather, the thousands of chords that they have, and then that would allow the user to see different versions of, let's say, a B minor chord, different fingerings for a B minor chord. And then they would be able to select amongst those what they would like to learn, what they would like to put into their catalog. So that's something that's also an option for the future, is to use an external API. Though, to be honest, for a site geared toward beginners, that might be a bit overkill to have thousands and thousands of chords, because most guitar players do not know thousands and thousands of chords. Right. But yeah, that's something I could do.
Maybe it could be like the Stack Overflow of guitar chords.
Right.
I don't know. Exactly. Well, great job. Congratulations, and great work.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marat. Next up, we have Pavel, who will be paneled by Jay today.
Hope everybody's doing well this morning. So back whenever I started this class, when we were starting capstones, Amanda made sure to tell us that do something that you really care about, do something about something you love. And I thought back to my childhood, about my coin collecting days, and I wanted to do something that kind of helped remind me of my youth, and maybe something that will reignite that passion in me. So here we have a sample sign up. So we're going to go ahead and create this Felix right there. We're going to close this. Make sure we log in with Felix. Go ahead and do that. And here I have my cheeky little about page. Just wanted to add a little bit of my humor to this. Let's go ahead and go to the database so we can see all of the coins that we have here. And all of these are real examples of something that's been in US history. You can see I have a little like slide animation for all of them, shows the metal type, the mint that it was created at, all of those things. So let's say that they really want, let's see, only gold coins. So we can go up here and search for gold. It's going to pop up all of my gold coins. Let's say they really like this one. We're going to add. It immediately takes that user to their user coins page. So this is what they have. Now you see right here, status of false. Let's say that the user actually has this in their own personal collection. I'm going to click edit right here. I'm going to change this to true. Go right here. You can see now it's changed to true. So now the user doesn't have to worry about that. Let's say they end up selling this coin. They don't want it anymore. I'm going to go right here, click delete from list. Not in our list anymore. Now I wanted to make sure that I also had a admin feature. That was probably the most difficult part to implement, the Boolean and setting all that up with all the links. had a kind of a hard time whenever I was working through that, but I got it to work. So here I have Amanda. Thank you for being an admin on my app. I really appreciate it. So we're going to go ahead and log in as her. And as you can see here, now we have an edit coin button right here, just to kind of, show a little bit of difference. We're going to go here, add new coin, and we're going to add something over here. Let's see. Put this here. Get all this information. This. So we're going to scroll down. It takes us back to our database, and there we go. We have our penny right there that we wanted to add. Now, as you see, this penny says 2013. I accidentally put 2021, so that's not right. Let's go back to our edit. It's going to bring up all the information. I'm going to go here, change that to 2013, click submit, and it shows our show page. Everything's nice and bold, shows everything nice and clearly for us to see. Let's go ahead and go back to our coin. And then let's see, I think Amanda's also a Chuck E. Cheese enthusiast. Let's say that she spent some of her tokens. We can also go ahead and delete that from the list. As far as my next goals, I would probably want to implement some kind of social feature for me to be able to share what coins a user has. That's the whole point of this, is maybe inspire myself to go back to it and maybe have other people join me. That would be a really exciting thing to do. And also just kind of cleaning up some of the sizing issues that I have here. But other than that, I had a lot of fun making this app. It was super enjoyable for me, and I enjoyed all my classmates. And thank you so much to Amanda.
This is fantastic, Pavel. Really nice job. I am curious to know, did anything surprise you when working on this project that you didn't expect?
Something that surprised me would probably be how frustrating for me the front end was working with the theme. A lot of the TAs and Amanda let us know, like, don't overestimate the theme. You're gonna have some difficulties with that. And I was like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Copy paste. It's not like that at all. There was a lot of different things where I was rushing over things and had to come back and edit and edit and edit. But eventually got to a place where I feel very happy with what I have.
Yeah, no, it's great. When I thought the search feature was cool, of how in real time, as you're typing it filters it. Is it searching across like all the different attributes, like the metal, the description? Does it look for any of those things?
Yeah, so you can go here and search for anything. You could search for just a year, let's say 1800s, and anything that mentions the 1800s, you can see it's going to be pulling all that stuff up in real time also.
Yeah, that's really cool. Was that difficult to implement?
I wouldn't say it was super difficult. At first, I had difficulty just kind of realizing the way I need to implement it in the app. But once I kind of got that settled, I honestly had more difficult time centering the search bar right here.
Yeah, that can be hard to wrangle sometimes, for sure. Awesome. And so is this using, did you build like a Rails API on the back end for this?
Yes, I use Rails on the back end. Yes, sir.
Okay. And then on the front end, what are you using?
Vue.js.
Got it. Cool. And what was it like to integrate the front end with the back end? Was that seamless or was that challenging?
No, there were definitely some challenges as far as some of the syntax, implementing the different syntax with the front end and the back end. At times I would get a little bit confused with myself. I'd be like, why is this not working? Well, I'm using the wrong syntax for this specific portion. So, but like I said, it's kind of like riding a bike. At first it's hard, but after 3 months of doing it, I feel like I've gotten pretty good at it.
Awesome. This is great. You really pulled this off in a great way, Pavel. Congratulations. Really nice job.
Thank you, Jay.
Nice work, Pavel. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Alex, and Asia will be paneling for Alex today.
Hi, my name's Alex Rodriguez. My app's called Park 312. So I've lived in Chicago for most of my life, and I've always played a lot of different sports and always been really impressed with all the different park facilities around the city. So I wanted to make an app that allowed users to search for park events or search for park facilities, find park events, and create park events in the city of Chicago. So that's how I came up with the idea for Park 312. So at the top of the homepage here, users are given a filter search where they can search by district, facility type, and whether it's indoor or outdoor. Users can click on this district map here, find their neighborhood, and find what district it's in, and then come back to the homepage here, and then use a drop-down district filter and pick what district that they're in. So I live in Rogers Park on the far north side. So if I click search here, I can see all the different park facilities that are on the far north side in Chicago. You can also search by facility type. There's 20 different facility types to choose from here. So say I wanted to click on fitness center here, I can click search, and then the data table will populate with all the fitness centers on the far north side. You can also use the indoor or outdoor feature here. So say, or any combination of all three of the filter searches. So say I want to do northwest side, basketball, outdoor, and click search. Now I can see all the basketball facilities that are outdoor on the northwest side. If a user is interested in a certain park facility and they want to see what other kind of facilities that park has, they can come down here to the search by park name, enter the park, and then they can see all the different types of facility types that are at that certain park. Or if users want to search by address, they can come down to the Chicago Park facility map. They can click on this blue arrow here, and then they can enter in an address. And then users can also use a mile radius filter too. So you can click 1 mile, click go, and then you can see all the different park facility types within that area. So you can click on one of these markers here, and you can see some more information on a certain type of park facility. And then if a user wants to see more information about a certain kind of park, they can click on more info up here. It takes them to a park show page, which has the park name, facility type, and some more info like the district, park hours, address, and whether the facility is indoor or outdoor. And you can scroll down a little bit here and you can see upcoming events that other users have scheduled for that park facility. So pick up basketball, you can see here. A user can come up here and click back to home. And if they want to sign up and create their own park events, they can click the sign up right here, which will take them to a sign up page where they can enter their name, email, image, and password. Or if they already have an account, they can come up here and click login, which will take them to a login page, which then they can enter to their email and their password. And then click login. And that will take them to a park event scheduling page. They can click on this weather widget here, which will show them upcoming weather for the next week. And then they can scroll down and they can see the same kind of search functionality that's on the homepage. Or then they can use that information to enter into this park event form that they have right here. So if a user wants to sign up and create their own park event, they can just enter some information like the park name. They can create a event name, have a name for the facility, and then do a date and a time. And since we're just creating this event right now, we can say that no one's attending at the moment. When you click create, you get taken to a profile page that has the user's name, image, and email. And then underneath that, it has the current user's park events that they have scheduled. So here's the park event that we just created with the date and the time. The user can click on more details here and it takes them to a park event show page that has the same kind of information. But underneath it has update park event and a delete park event buttons. So if we click on the update park event here, we can see the same kind of information, but underneath you have an update park event form. So say we want to change the time to 11 o'clock and we wanted to add in some friends maybe as attending. We can do that here, click update. And then we can see that the event has been updated on the user's profile page. And then if you want to delete a park event, you can just come back here, click the delete park event, and it will be taken off the user's profile page too. So the last page is just a simple about page as about us with an image, a mission statement, and some animations here at the bottom. Down in the footer, it says Park 312, a website built to help users search for park facilities, find and create park events in the wonderful city of Chicago. Has some contact information, and then client testimonials on a carousel, and then an email Dropbox. And then down in the sub footer here, I have my GitHub account and kind of the same links that are up in the nav bar here. So if a user clicks log out, it'll take them back to the home page and the user will be logged out. And that's my app, Park 312.
Alex, I really love that. I live in Chicago too, so I am very familiar with all the beautiful parks around the city. So I feel like this would be really useful. What was your favorite feature? Like if you were a user coming to your app, what would be your favorite feature?
I think the drop down filter search, kind of so you can be more specific with what parks you're looking for and what area and everything. That was kind of the point of the app in the first place. So yeah, proud of that.
Yeah, I love that because Chicago being a city of neighborhoods, if I live on the south side and you live on the north side, that's a commute. It's not a hop, skip, and a jump to get over there. So that would be really important to me as a user as well. What did you enjoy building the most on your app?
I just like doing design and designing on the front end things. So making things look like they fit together and finally putting a bow on the rest of the app kind of thing. So that's what I liked about it the most, I think.
So is it fair to say that you preferred working on the front end over the back end?
Personally, yeah. I mean, I had a good time working on both of them, but I like working on the front end, I think, a lot more.
Yeah, it looks really great. It's very like crisp and clean, easy to navigate. So yeah, you did a really great job fitting those things together. And I'm just curious, what technology did you use to implement the weather widget? I really like that too. That was cool.
Yeah, it's just an embedded div that I found on I think the site's right here actually, books.net. Yeah, okay. That's what it goes in there.
Cool. Great job again, and congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Alex. Next up, we've got Josh, and Jay will be paneling for Josh today.
Hey, hi everyone. My name is Josh Garcia, and my app is called Local Courts. I wanted to make an app where I could find tennis courts in my area here in Austin, Texas, quickly and easily. So we can get started. And here on our homepage, we have our main feature. I used Mapbox to display all the tennis courts that I have in my database. Our map is interactive. A user can zoom in just to get kind of a better look at the tennis court, see the lay of the land, any cross streets. We can also click on our points here and get our tennis court name, as well as our address and our zip code. You can do that for every point on our map. You can also click the link here, and it will take you to a page where you get more detailed information about the tennis court. Everything you need to know before you get out to the court. So I added this image here from Mapbox, and they make it pretty easy to put an image on your website. Here on their website, you just grab a URL and you drop that in your code, and your image will show up. So I did that for every court, and it gave my website that dynamic look that I was going for. So back on our homepage, we have our full list of tennis courts we have in our database, including the address and the zip code. You can also click on these links here, and it will take you to the information page. A user can also search by their zip code. I found that's the quickest way to get the information you need. You'll see our list here will update automatically, and you can grab whatever court you need. So let's say a user will type in their zip code and we don't have a court yet. So we have some options. We can sign up a user. I will sign up Linda. And we can sign in our user. And upon logging in, we have some features available. We have the My Courts feature. And on this page, it will show all the tennis courts that the user has committed to our database. So we don't have any courts right now, so let's add a court. So we have our little helpers here that will tell us what we need to type in. Have our court name, and this is public, no fees, no lights. We'll drop in our address, put in our zip code, press submit. So back on our home page, we can see our tennis court is live. We have our address and our zip code. We can check out our page here, and we have the option to edit our tennis court. And we can go to our My Courts page too and see that our court is here that we just created. If there's anything that we need to change, anything that changes with tennis court, we can update that. So let's say they put some lights in, that would be awesome. We can see our update is immediate. Users can also delete their tennis court if they would like. We have our little box here, ask them if they're sure, say yep, and our tennis court is gone. I think next steps for my app would be adding a social feature. I think it would be great to let users connect with each other and find a tennis court to play at. So that is local courts.
This is awesome, Josh. I love the map feature, obviously, which you said is the main feature. Curious to know, what was it like working with the Mapbox API?
For the most part, they make it pretty easy for you to put it in your application.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you're working with Mapbox, then you start to work with kind of another database. I would like it if a user would create a court to have a point automatically put a point on our map here. But I have my Rails backend, and now I need to send like a post request to the Mapbox API. And I wanted to do that, but it got a little complicated. So I thought for now it'll be kind of like a two-step process where a user can create a court, and now I'll go to Mapbox and add that point so it can reflect the changes.
Got it. I love those little tennis racket icons. That's
Yeah,
really
that was fun.
Yeah. Awesome. And what are you feeding to Mapbox for it to know the location? Do you feed it like the entire address or the zip code, or what are you feeding it that it knows exactly where to put that icon?
Mapbox will use coordinates. Here in the URL, for the static image, you need the coordinates, but yeah, on Mapbox, you just put in the longitude, latitude, and it will know where to place these points here.
Oh, but how is it getting the coordinates in this case? Because the user is not entering the lat long, right?
Yeah, so these are kind of what I have in my Mapbox. It's called a data set, and you kind of just have a map and you put the points on there, the latitude, longitude, and then you pick a source on Mapbox. So I picked that data set that had all of these points already, and it will show up all these points here.
Got it. Okay, really cool. Yeah, what was the most rewarding feature among all these?
I really liked making my images here dynamic. I kind of had some trouble at first. I was using a loop, so it was showing the same image for every single one. So I kind of went on this kind of long roundabout way to get the images to work. And after doing all that, I was like, you know what, there's a much easier way to do this upon researching. And I was like, okay, I'll just use this link. And I was really happy that I got each image to show up and show the correct information.
Got it. Yeah, and it looks great. Josh, you did a fantastic job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Josh. Next up, we've got Roman, and Asia will be paneling for Roman today.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Roman Vetter, and this is my app, Nota. Every now and then we need a gentle reminder. So this app is to help those who might want/need a reminder and to even use as a reference point. So the inspiration behind this app is that I wanted to try and emulate something like the Note app on my iPhone. I wanted to try and create something simple and easy to use, much like the one I use daily. And that's really the main reason I made it, because I find simple apps like the one on my phone very convenient and more importantly, for someone like me, very necessary. And I wanted to try and put my spin on a very simple idea, because making sure I don't forget the small things is very important to me and also my wife. So we're going to begin by just logging in. I've already seeded some data in, so we'll just go to the login page here. Give me a second here. I've got some copy pasted stuff. Okay, good. Let's go to notes. So here we're just gonna create a little note. We'll just do it. Oh my goodness gracious. Hang on here, guys. I apologize. Let me just sign up here. Always something. Always something. Let's see this yesterday. That's okay. Oh my goodness gracious. Why? Okay. Now let's sign in. Yeah. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right, now let's create a notes. So we'll just do this dinner idea. Just chicken. Submit. Okay, so here we can create the notes. And then we can edit it if we want. We can go back and create some more notes. We can click on it and look, well, let's just add, let's add some. Okay, comma, we'll submit this, and then here's our notes. And then if we wanted to, we can just delete this note, and then we can go back to create more notes. And then we can, simply just create more notes if we wanted to, and then we can log out. And so, as you can see, it's very simple and easy to use. I wanted the navigation to be as simple as possible without too many frills, so you're more focused on creating the notes themselves. A few closing notes, no pun intended, before we end off. I plan to continue to work on this app by adding some more background images on different pages that I didn't get to. Also making sure things are a bit more polished using CSS, and really spending some time getting more comfortable with the language, along with just formatting that language. Once I feel those things have been taken care of, I'd really like to be able to turn that app into a mobile app one day, so I can use that app and to take down my own notes. And so that's really just the plan moving forward, is that just to continue to working on this even after class ends, so that way I have a fully polished app. And lastly, I wanted to thank Amanda, Tim, and Daniel for making sure that I always had someone to reach out to when the path seemed too difficult to walk. I wouldn't be here without all of your help. So thank you guys, truly, I appreciate it. This is Nota, and I want to thank you for listening and following along. I hope you guys enjoyed my short presentation.
Roman, I loved this. As I mentioned
Well,
earlier, I have ADHD, and so this is another app that I feel like would be extremely valuable to me.
Yeah.
My mind's always going, I always got stuff, and this,
Yeah.
I can just like throw things in there and find them quickly, which is very important. So great job. I love the design. It's so cool. How did you come up with that? And how was it building the front end? Because it's very, very cool.
So definitely, so like I said, I just wanted to try and emulate on my phone. And so I did a lot of Googling for these sticky notes, just mainly this feature right here, which I thought was really cool. I wanted to sort of just shy away from the actual nav bar in my theme. And I just wanted to use these sticky notes because I found them online. So I tried to incorporate them, but definitely I preferred the back end, a lot more comfortable. And I was more comfortable with the syntax. The front end, a pain in the butt, truly a pain in the butt. Formatting, definitely not my forte, definitely very difficult to format. And
I mean, I would never be able to tell. I would tell at all that you did not like the front end, because it Great.
Well, thank
Um,
you, Jay. I appreciate it. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
very, very good. So what's your favorite, as a user, what would be your favorite user feature of your app thus far? I know you want to do some more stuff, but do you have a favorite?
Definitely the little nav bar and the sticky notes here. I think that'd be kind of cool. And a few people I showed it to, they really like that idea as well. So, or just this feature, excuse me. So I don't know. I thought it turned out pretty cool. So, who knows? But
No,
like I said, I'd love to move forward and work on it day after day. So
yeah. And let's see. So I know you mentioned a little bit about where do you want to go from here. But is there anything else you're going to do on the website, or are you just going to take all of this and create an app for the phone?
Oh yeah, so definitely I want to continue to work on this. Like I said, I plan to really polish this up a lot more before I ever move it into a mobile app. So I'd like the sort of like the final draft, if you will, to be the mobile app as I move forward. So this is more of like a rough draft and then a second rough draft. The final draft will be the mobile app. So that way it's a nice, very smooth transition. But like I said, I definitely need to delve into learning CSS a bit more just because of formatting. So yeah.
Oh, don't we all? Don't we all
Yeah.
dive into
Yeah.
CSS more? I think you'll be saying that for a while.
Yeah.
Well, great job and
Awesome. Thank you, AJ.
congratulations.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you so much, Roman.
Yeah.
Last up for our first group, we've got Garrett, and Jay will be paneling for Garrett today.
Hello, I am Garrett Odom, and I am a chronic gamer. So I have built an app to service those gaming habits. So my friends and I, we love to share clips from our games with each other. We're constantly texting each other, cool headshots or whatever it may be, right? From video games, funny bugs that may happen in the game, stuff like that. And so I decided that I would very selfishly build an app for me and my friends. And it is a blog app that allows you to make a post with a video and a description, and then users can like and comment and just kind of have like a working repository of like all of our gaming clips in one place. That being said, you will not be seeing any gaming clips today because I don't game on this computer. So all of the clips on this computer are, they're mostly clips from my trip to Ireland with my girlfriend. So beautiful scenery and waterfalls and stuff, but unfortunately, no gaming clips. I'll mention right now, I did want to add gaming clips for this presentation, but I ran into some issues with Cloudinary, which is where I'm hosting my videos, where I was running out of bandwidth available. And so I ended up not being able to like upload any more videos to Cloudinary in order to keep my account open so I could do this presentation. So I wasn't able to get a bunch of gaming clips in there, but the Ireland clips are beautiful. So we'll get to see some of those. So first off, you land on this landing page here and it's login. The app is called Be Cool, Be Gamer, which is a little inside joke with my friends and I. But I'd like to show off before we sign up or log in or anything, kind of what you can do without being a user. So if you're not a user, you can go ahead and go to the posts index and you can see all of the posts that people have made. So these posts are these large cards, tells you when they were posted, the user, the name of the post, and the description. And you can either click on the name or the view post to go to the posts page. You can watch the video live embedded here, or you can open it up in full screen. I used Video.js, JavaScript library, to incorporate the videos on the page. And like I said, I'm hosting them at Cloudinary. I use their backend API to, when someone uploads a video, it posts it to Cloudinary, and then you're essentially streaming from there. When you're not logged in, you can't like a video, so nothing's going to happen there, and there's no option to comment. You can also click on a user's name in any of the posts, and that will take you to that user's page where you can see all of their posts. So if I click on Grand Theft Odom here, which is my gamer tag, you can see all of the posts that Grand Theft Odom has made on their page. And again, you can like from here, or you can click to the comments, which will take you to that post page where if you're logged in, you can comment. So you're browsing the site, you're not logged in, but maybe you want to make an account. So you click on our little hamburger menu over here, and now we have a login function. So we go here, and let's say, like I said, don't have an account yet, so we're going to click here to sign up. So I'm going to sign up Cool Guy, since these are gamer names, and that was the best I could come up with. And we're going to create an account for Cool Guy. So that'll take us back to the login page. where we can log cool guy in. And now he's logged in. So now that cool guy is logged in, we have a couple of options here. We have a new post button. So cool guy can create his own posts. Cool guy can now like posts, and he can also unlike posts, and this updates live. So that was one of my favorite features, was the likes being a join table between posts and users. And so you have to kind of make sure, you have to see if there is an instance of that like between a post and a user. If there is, then you take away a like. If there's not an instance, you add a like. But you can see you just are able to do that. And cool guy can now go and comment and say cool waterfall. What else would he call it? He's cool guy. And that comment comes down here and just auto populates without refreshing the page or anything. Cool guy can also make a post. For simplicity's sake, he's going to upload the same waterfall and the same little description here. But the file selection actually pulls up your local files. And so I have this waterfall.mov. So rather than having to like paste a link to a video somewhere, hosted somewhere, you can just upload from your files, which is pretty cool. So we create a post, and the post will actually populate on the page without refreshing, but it does tend to take a little bit because it has to post to that Cloudinary backend, and that API can be a little slow here. So we're logged in, so we have a My Account button and a Logout button. My Account will take you to your page, and when you're on your own page, you can delete your posts. So your posts will have an option to be deleted. As you can see, that post is still not uploaded, so we're going to log out and log in as someone who does have many posts, which is myself. So now there's Cool Guy's video, finally got in there. Now if I go to, so I can go to Cool Guy's page, and I don't have an option to delete his video. But if I go to my own account, I have an option to delete posts. So there's this lovely post of me driving through the back roads in Ireland, but let's say, I don't really think this qualifies as a gaming clip, so maybe we're going to delete that one. And we get a little modal asking us if we're sure, and we say we are, and we delete it. That's pretty much the functionality of the app. As far as next steps go, I would definitely like to deploy this app so that my friends and I can actually use it. I'd like to try and make it a little more mobile friendly. Right now, the layout on mobile is not great. As far as deployment goes, I would probably use Heroku as a backend and then Netlify to host my front end. That's something I've worked with before and have a little bit of experience with, so I know how to do that. And I would probably pay for a domain and actually like host that Netlify page in my own domain, which I think would be cool. The other thing is I need to sort out the thing with the Cloudinary bandwidth being overloaded, which essentially I think comes down to optimizing the videos. And so that would be another next step I would take so that I can actually have more videos posted to Cloudinary without them getting mad about my account. So that is all I have. Thank you very much.
Hey, Garrett, this is awesome. And you could have totally passed off all these pictures as video game clips. Like that, you driving through Ireland, I would have been like, that was a very cool video game.
Right.
For sure. But yeah, no, this is great. I'm curious to know more about working with Cloudinary. I know you mentioned the bandwidth issues, but other than that, what was it like working with the Cloudinary API?
Yeah, it was actually really simple. So they kind of give you some basic commands. You make a little file in your initializers folder in your Rails backend, and then there's some upload commands so that when a user uploads a file, that file is like a file object that then gets sent to Cloudinary and gets its own URL, and then the URL is what is kind of hosted in the video.js object in the HTML. Got
it. But you also save that URL in the database somewhere in the backend?
Yes, the image is uploaded and then the URL is saved as the video. So if you were to call on the video, you would be getting back the URL.
Yeah, got it. Really cool. I love all the little, parts of where things happen dynamically. Like as soon as you click on the favorite thing, it like boom, it like the whatever that number increases. And there are other places I noticed where you have all that dynamic stuff, which I thought was really cool. So you're using Vue.js to accomplish all of those things?
Yes. So I wrote a pretty complicated function in Vue.js for the likes. So like I said, you need to check the table, and you can't just check by ID, because a like could have, every time you generate a new one, if you unlike and like again, you're going to get a new instance of that like on the table. And so it was a pretty complex JavaScript function that I wrote that I call via the Vue, in the HTML, to determine if a like exists from that user or not, and therefore it knows whether to add a like or take away a like.
Yeah.
So it's either making an Axios post request or an Axios delete request to the table based on if it already exists or not.
Yeah. Cool. Which aspect of this did you enjoy working on the most?
It's funny. I am an engineer in a former life, and so I thought I would like the backend more. I thought the data and just all of that stuff, nice and neat, would be my favorite part. But then we got to the front end, and I ended up really enjoying it. And so I think actually I would say I enjoyed the front end more than I did the back end.
It looks sweet.
I would like to be full stack. I think I enjoyed kind of having my hands in the whole project. So
yeah, no, it looks great, and it's really well implemented and a very clean look and interaction. So really nice job, Garrett. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Thank you, Garrett. And thank you to all of our panelists. Our presentations for our first group. We will take a short recess and we'll be back at 1:30 Central Time with the rest of the cohort. Thank you so much for joining.